So since y'all both here, y'all don't really know each other, I'm gonna let y'all talk openly.
I know. Well, actually, I don't.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, conversation. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm an entrepreneur because I didn't want to get pulled into the game of, work until you're 60, 70, retire, and hope that you got enough to last you for the next 10 years before you die. I completely unplugged myself from that game, but I didn't protect myself from all these other games that's being played. I ain't protect myself from the fucking prison game. I ain't protect myself from the baby mama game. I didn't protect myself. Like, I focus on making money to have a good life, but it's more to making money than just being an entrepreneur. Bro, you can have, like, some people have it all and they unhappy, which makes no sense to me.
Well, money doesn't make you happy.
Bro, I'm going to tell you, if I had all the money in the world, I'd be happy.
Money solves problems. It does not make you happy.
Exactly. It doesn't, but that's, maybe I skipped a step. It would solve a lot of problems that would make me happy.
Yeah, it makes life easier, which could lead to happiness. But
and then see people get money and then they lose all purpose. If I'm getting money, then all right, I don't have to deal with these problems. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the gym and get myself right, and I'm gonna just go try shit. I might go run a marathon. I'm gonna continue, like, anything where I'm lacking in. Okay, I'm rich. Fuck it. I always wanted to learn how to do this type of engineering or this welding. I'm rich. My bills are paid. Fuck it. I'm just gonna try my hand in this shit. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go fucking scuba dive and shit and go. I'm gonna just try shit until it kills me or I die from old age. But I'm gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying?
But you be happy without money because you're in a learned mind frame.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. You're already happy.
I'd be happy without money if everything was paid for. See, things, you get unhappy because these bills are due or you know what I'm saying, you got to pay for this and there's not enough money here. Like, just recently, I got a fucking, like, I probably lived a life that majority of people don't live because I wasn't worried about shit. I had enough money to deal with any fucking problem. Then inflation came around, reared its ugly head. The fucking COVID shit, the pandemic, then inflation, then semi-recession, which is really a recession, but they just got it under wraps, came around and just nobody's spending like they used to. Everything costs more. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm feeling that shit. And at the time, I went and got lots of things, houses, cars, things and that I'm still paying on, but with less money, now these are problems, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now this is stress, then you have unneeded stress that for no reason, like, why are you stressing me out with this shit? Like, anybody around me is taken care of just for the simple fact that they're around me.
Yeah, because ultimately you're a man, and before you take care of yourself, you're gonna take care of them.
Nah, for sure.
And that's not a realization that they have. You're just describing the sacrificial man. You're gonna take care of the people closest to you and your family before you take care of yourself. You'll let a house or a car go before your child goes hungry or the woman you're with is hungry. Mm-hmm. And it seems like at times the people around you don't understand that and don't appreciate that. But what is the adage, where there is expectation, there is no appreciation? So if they expect that from you, then how can you expect anything from how can you appreciate anything from somebody that you expect it from?
It's almost like when you make shit, I notice when you make shit easy for people, they don't know all the shit that you actually fucking doing. Like, so it's easier for them to not appreciate because they don't know all the shit. Like, they like literally every 7 days, every 5 to 7 days, I gotta pay something.
That's crazy because as men, we're taught not to vent.
Exactly.
People understand the things that we have to do, but they act as if we're not doing anything.
And that's the main thing. I have a lot of free time. Well, it's actually not free time, but I'm not punching a clock to where, from 7 to 3 or 7 to 4, you cannot reach me. You know what I'm saying? I can't be on the phone or whatever. So I'm readily available at all times. So with that, people feel like, oh, you're not doing shit. You're not doing nothing. You ain't doing half the shit I'm doing. Yeah. Nah, I've already seen that shit. I'm not in the Matrix. I seen that shit. I tried it out, and that shit wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he called me on accident. That shit wasn't for me, so I unplugged from that shit. But if I would have stayed plugged in, all the shit that I have now, it wouldn't be possible. Not without me having to team up with, get a house with 2 other dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like I live in a big ass house by myself. I pay the bill. I drive a fucking Maserati. I went and copped that shit. I pay the note on that shit. I pay the insurance on that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if I was just working a regular job, it would be no way. And then I definitely would be unhappy because you got to go to sleep and you got to eat. Then you add work. So with a lot amount of time, 5 hours, 6, 7 hours, 8 hours. Some people are working 16 hours a day.
Some people don't do anything but work.
Just only got 24 hours in a day, bro. Like some people don't do shit but work. They don't do nothing but work. And some of those people don't even be having as much money as I got. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because it's like, damn, I'm more blessed than a lot of people only because I use my brain to get myself out of a situation I seen was just a fucking rat race. But at the end of the day, I still don't have enough. And the only reason I don't have enough is my fault, is because when it was good, I was almost like the grasshopper instead of the ant. When it was good, I was still working and shit. But the thing is, all these things that I have to be paid every month. So when it was good, that shit was paid. I'd even pay it up. You know what I'm saying? Months ahead and shit like that. Really, that's the only reason I got my head above water right now, is because big payments don't come all at one time. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I copped a whole bunch of shit, and I paid roughly somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000 every month just in bills. Not to talk about clothes, like necessities. You know what I'm saying? I spend $5,000 to $6,000 every month just in bills. So
not only is the job situation a slave meal, the system in and of itself is a slave meal.
Of course, but that's how they made it.
That's just how it's made.
That's how it's made to be, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, it was a golden age at one time. At one point in time, you could have a blue-collar job, and yeah, I work at the factory, but bro, y'all living in a house, everything's cool, but your mama don't work, but your daddy works at the factory. He goes and puts in his 10 hours, or 8 to 10 hours, or he's on salary, so it doesn't matter how many hours. He puts his time in, and fuck it, we're good. Kids don't even be thinking about bills. When you were a kid, you was like, oh man, you don't realize that every single month for the rest of your parents' life, they're gonna be paying something to somebody to live.
Yeah. And it's like that when you buy something, you can pay off your house, but if you don't pay your taxes on your house,
they'll take that shit.
So it's an ongoing thing. It's
no matter, like, there's no way, like, unless you live in the wilderness, bro, and even then, you could be all the way out the way, but getting somebody's gonna see you out the way, living your life, having a good time. You built a log cabin in the woods, and here comes fucking Joe Schmo. Hey, this forest is property of so-and-so national park, and you can't fucking have a house here, but if you pay me this every month, I'll just keep it under wraps. So everybody, it's a shakedown.
So what you're saying is the guise of freedom in anything is just...
There's no such thing as freedom. There's a perceived freedom. What is freedom? Where can you go and you can live for free? Where can you go and live freely? Like, where on this planet? Antarctica? You can't even get to Antarctica. They have an accord that you can't even go there unless it's, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck they got going on over there? Where in this planet can you go with just the strength of your arms, build something and live there without somebody coming over here and trying to tell you, you owe me this for what you did over here?
And then another trap within the trap is we feel like money is freedom and we try to get as much as we can, but that actually puts you back in the cycle.
It puts you back in the cycle, but then if you didn't have any money, you washed away.
So, but could that be freedom? Do you think that the person on the street that's rumbling through the garbage to find food?
The person on the street that sets up shop under the bridge and has him a nice little section under the bridge, he's chilling, he's living his life, he's free, he smokes his weed or crack or does his coke or does whatever, buys his little food, and he goes back to his little section. And next thing you know, here come the police. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Go find somewhere else to sleep. We're doing some beautification of this. You're loitering. You're breaking the law. By not being able to have a place to stay, you're breaking the law. It doesn't matter. Listen, eventually, like, you know, they only let homeless people linger around because they just don't feel like moving them. But at any slightest chance that they feel like, well, oh, the mayor is getting heat from this section, move these people. All right, boom, get the fuck out of here. Or we'll take you to jail. Jail is freedom. That's not freedom. So, I've been to prison before.
So essentially what you're saying, freedom is death.
Pretty much.
So
you're free then.
So we must die to be free.
We're in prison right now being like, you don't realize that you are in prison being alive. You are locked up. Being alive, you are locked up. And everyone's locked up, from men to women. There's just different sorts of prisons. But you are in prison. When I was in prison, bro, I got fed 3 times a fucking day. I could sleep all fucking day if I wanted to. If I didn't want to go to work, what you gonna do? Just write it up. It doesn't matter. I could stay in this motherfucker and never come out. But y'all gotta feed me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, I done went a week without them feeding me and shit, just on some evil shit. But time was just flying by. It may not have been freedom, but it was peace.
Huh, that's interesting.
That shit was peaceful like a motherfucker. But I don't want to. But there was no. I couldn't perceive freedom in there. It was peace, but you can't perceive freedom because you can't open your door. Like when I first went to jail, I woke up in the county and I was just like, fuck. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, fuck, I'm hungry than a bitch. Man, I'm finna go to McDonald's real quick. I got up. I'm halfway asleep. I got to walk to the door and I bust out laughing. It was sad, but I bust out laughing. I'm like, fuck. I'm in jail, fool. I ain't going to no fucking McDonald's. I ain't going nowhere, man. Take your stupid ass back down there and go to sleep.
It's funny, your mind was free.
My mind is free for sure.
But your body wasn't.
Prison.
Huh.
My mind, see the thing about me, my mind will always be free. My mind, I dip and dot, like, you know, I've had bouts of depression, but it wouldn't last for longer than a week at the longest. But I, you know, all the mental health shit and all that shit, man, listen, I duck and dodge, weave, all that shit. My mind has to stay free, because if you lose your mind, then you've lost yourself.
So in saying that your mind is free, that's essentially saying that there is no obstacle that cannot be overcome. So
no, there isn't. There's no obstacle that can't be overcome.
So
it's still a rat race.
That's a true freedom.
It's still a game.
It's a true freedom because of the mindset.
Yeah.
Because if you don't let anything stand in your way, if you understand that it can be,
it's just obstacles.
Yeah, it's just obstacles.
It's just obstacles, but some obstacles are fucking hard as shit, and it takes years to get around it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And who's to say that you don't die before you get over that obstacle?
But then you truly be free.
And you truly be free.
Yeah.
But then, then that's dangerous as well, because then motherfuckers will just be killing themselves.
We have an innate sense for survival, though.
No matter what. But then why do people commit suicide?
Because that wasn't free. Because that obstacle
maybe they felt like that'll make them free.
The obstacle was too much. And you're correct about that. But on this physical level, the obstacle was too much, and they felt like that was the ultimate way.
Yeah, I could never see myself offing myself, you know what I'm saying? That's just not an option. I can't off myself, because if I give up on myself, then shit, you know, everybody done gave up on me at some point in time. You know, they might have got back on track and got back on the team, but I never gave up on myself, you know. I went to jail at 18. I caught my first felony at like 18. I'd already fucked my whole life up, let somebody else tell it. But it never occurred to me that I fucked my life up, because I look at people like Tim the Toolman Taylor, although he did snitch on his co-defendants and compatriots. But at the end of the day, the nigga went to prison, and and then next thing you know, he's a fucking millionaire actor. Okay, Robert Downey Jr., fucking cokehead, went to prison. He's Iron Man, loved by the whole world. You got motherfuckers, I just use those as examples of, okay, yeah, they're white, but who gives a fuck? Not say I don't believe, because that shit is real, racism and shit, but that shit is just an obstacle that I would refuse to let take me down. Oh, That's only because he's white. Well, fuck it. If I'm trying to build this company or I got a company, I'm trying to take it to the next level, but nobody will let me go because I'm black, well, I already know what to do then. The next step is to give me a white fucking figurehead.
Exactly. There's too many redemption stories that we don't hear about. Redemption happens all the time.
Of course. I'm gonna give me a white, a white, I say figurehead, but it's a better word for that shit, but a white guy to you know what I'm saying, make it seem like this is his shit.
It's like the two black guys in the 60s
Yeah, you
about
know.
the bank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then shit, I'm gonna still get my shit across. The same way those people try to appraise their home and got it $70,000 cheaper. Then they put white pictures in their house and all that shit, and they got the real price of it. If you know the game, what sense is being mad about it? Like what? Being angry that the game is how it is only fucking.
We should understand the rules enough to break them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like all that. We're just gonna do things the right way. There is no right way. The same people that you looking up to and feeling like they did shit the right way, there's no way to make it doing shit the right way.
The problem is, I think biblically it says that we should not judge ourselves amongst ourselves, and we do that too often.
The Bible, I don't even listen to half the shit in the Bible because the Bible is a big contradiction itself. The Bible constantly contradicts itself.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story because I know all these people in church are going to be mad, but what the fuck is the church doing for the fucking community?
Nothing.
I mean, you got churches popping up all over the place. You got black churches popping up all over the place, but how many black churches have formed a conglomerate to where all the pastors link up together and have real business meetings and have a real corporation, you get all kind of tax breaks, you get all this shit. Who is linking up together for the betterment of the community? They link up together for jets and shit and all kind of bullshit and to line the pockets of their people. But
that's a black community problem. We have enough money within the black community to do that
in every sector. We got enough money times 8.
I think per capita, we would be the 7th largest country in the world.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We got all the buying power.
Yeah.
There's one thing black people gonna do is get them some money.
Yeah. And it's
But the thing about it is and I'm not exempt from that shit. Like I didn't have to go get a Maserati. I could have went and got a fucking Toyota. I could have went and got a Kia, some shit. You know what I'm saying? I could have did that shit. I wish I did.
So what was underneath that? Why?
At the time, I was working all the time. I was working. I like the thing about me is I get money. I'm totally focused on getting money. And then I just felt like, bro, I've been doing this shit for so long and working and putting my money into shit that's not bringing me no money back. I might as well go buy myself something. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, fuck it. I actually went to go get a Jaguar XJL, but when I went to the dealership, the last one, motherfucker had just copped it and was driving off with that bitch when I was sitting down. And he was like, bro, I got the perfect car for you. And, they car salesmen, they supposed to sell you on some shit that they can lock you in on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing too much fighting and nothing. Like Maserati, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I ain't seen nobody in the hood in a Maserati. I copped my shit I want to say I copped my shit something like 2019. I copped the Maserati in 2019 sometime. Yeah. And nobody on my side of town was even driving one. Now you see them everywhere. But nobody was even driving one. I copped the joint. I wasn't even trying to stunt because I ain't even really too much show my shit off. And I'm not with the showy shit. I did it because I felt like I wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? I did it. I was driving around. I'm content. I'm happy. I could pay the shit. You know what I'm saying?
You did something for yourself after years of struggle.
Yeah,
basically. Exactly. And ultimately, all of your other responsibilities were taken care of. You didn't neglect on anything else.
Yeah, I didn't neglect on nothing.
Yeah. And that's a mediating factor. A lot of people go do stuff like that and so many other things and neglect it. Gotcha.
And then shit, I took that motherfucker in for some just routine maintenance, and they told me, shit, we want the car. We're gonna give you another one. Like, sell this car to us and get like whatever. And I was like, well shit, give me the Maserati truck. And give me a used one. It was like, bro, we don't have any used cars on this lot. It's all brand new cars. And I'm like, fuck. And they're like, bro, just pick which one you want. No money down. Your payment's gonna be a little bit more, but it's not extravagant. Make $200-300 more. Pick whatever you want. You getting in a brand new car. You the only owner. Shit. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, but we want the car. I could have told him, man, kick rocks, fix my shit, and give it back to me. But I mean, it was a sweet deal. No money down. My interest rate is 1.49. Who the fuck got an interest rate of 1.49? I mean, people got it, but who listening to this shit? Whoever listening to this shit right now, what's your interest rate on your car lease right now? Mine is 1.4, 1%, 1.49, 1 nifty. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Shit, I ain't tripping. Cop the joint. 2020, Levante. I copped the shit December 31st, 2020. The last day of 2020, I copped the 2020 Maserati.
And ultimately it goes back to what we were saying earlier about the system catching you in a cycle.
Yep.
Where you were
no, they caught me.
You was up on the car, but then you traded up to get the truck with a higher payment and a longer duration.
Exactly.
Because they know that you could.
They noticed I
and
could.
And they know that you were good for it. So they saw it as a win. You also saw it as a win.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad. At that time, it wasn't like they were getting over me. Even now, they didn't get over on me.
Yeah, I mean, business is business.
Yeah,
like,
you know
they were not saying that they were getting over, but business is business.
But in hindsight, vision is 2020, and I wish that, you know what I'm saying, before I even copped the first Mazda, I would have just went and got me something, you know, doable. You know what I'm saying, like paid off. You know what I mean?
But on the same token, I can understand wanting something for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Especially after struggle. And that's a big thing in the black community. But that's the thing
in the black community, bro. And I fell victim to this shit. Like, fuck it, struggle.
Yeah.
Fuck it, struggle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like at the time, I pulling up to the club whenever I want to. Like, I don't club much. Like, twice a month. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I pull up my homie, be like, man, let's go get a drink and shit. Felt good pulling up to the front of that bitch. Yeah, valet this motherfucker. Motherfucker, I jump out that bitch, motherfuckers looking like, man, who the fuck is that, man? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when we get done, jump in the car, speed off, get the fuck out of there. Because I always watch my surroundings, and I know how much hate comes from having good things. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a problematic thing. It's like, in our community, you can't have nice shit without somebody
hating on you.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And that's just a horrible reality that we have to deal with because.
But we know the rules. That's just the rules of this shit.
Yeah, those rules need to change.
They for sure need to change.
And I don't know what we can do to make that happen. It's
nothing we can do, bro, because we won't come together. I mean, the music needs to change. The music needs to change into the fact of you don't have to change your lyrics, but the way that we praise the motherfuckers who have the most derogatory shit to say has to change. Like the love, the adoration, the pedestal that we put certain people on has to change. You rap about whatever the fuck you want to rap about, you know what I'm saying? Or sing about whatever the fuck you want to sing about. But the way people love these motherfuckers who not even about what they rap about, which kills me. Why rap about all kind of bullshit, but that's not your life. It never was your life. You were just in passing seeing a life, but you went to school or you were in a house, you were sheltered, whatever the fuck, or you was in the hood, but you wasn't that type of person in the hood.
And music is strange because music mesmerizes the soul. It was a devil's forte.
Yeah.
It's like the more you hear something, and especially to a low vibrational beat, the more you begin to believe that thing. And
you know how many people feel like their favorite rapper is the embodiment of what they rap about?
Yeah.
And 99% of them are not.
It's a business.
Of course it's a business.
Yeah. They're basically selling genocide.
And they really wanted to ban it when they seen that their kids were getting the same thing happened in our community was happening in their community. The thing is, I don't know what they did to get their kids off of that shit. Because now they perpetuating that shit even more.
Well, they switched the paradigm. I think that they totally switched the paradigm as far as the music that we're talking about. It's not exactly that anymore. It's slightly different. And I don't want to say it's...
Maybe it's so different to where the white kids can listen to it and realize that it's so out of touch with their reality that they can enjoy it but not try to replicate it.
And I hate to put it like this, but they feminized the rapper.
For sure.
So that makes a slight difference also in how he's viewed or they're viewed.
But I mean, kids are impressionable. I don't think that would matter between white, black, Mexican, Asian. Feminizing that shit. What kids think is hot is still hot to them, no matter. You know, it wouldn't make any sense to us, but in the masses of their age group, they're gonna feel like it's hot. But I also feel like it's so out of touch with their reality. But if you're black, all of this shit is your reality. Yeah. All of it. At any given time, the shit that they're rapping about somebody. It's not like they just, you know, it doesn't matter. The most outlandish shit that they could think of, that they pull out of thin air, there's a person in the black community that is that what they're rapping about.
Yeah.